General Hospital unveils the aftermath. Brennan's ruthless revenge against Valentin and Charlotte. After Valentin's attack on Brennan, the situation has become more dangerous than ever. Brennan is not only furious but also deeply humiliated. He cannot believe that Valentin dared to be so reckless as to attack him right in the heart of Europe, where he has countless eyes and overwhelming power. With his wounded pride and limitless ambition, Brennan decides that Valentin must pay the ultimate price, not just with his life, but with an agony beyond compare. However, Brennan is not foolish enough to confront Valentin directly. He knows all too well that his enemy is not easily defeated. Instead, he chooses a far more ruthless path, to break Valentin from within, to make him writhe in pain and despair before delivering the final blow. Brennan does not need to get his hands dirty himself. With his position and influence in the WSB, he has countless resources at his disposal to execute his plan. He is in no rush, refusing to let emotions cloud his judgment. A perfect revenge requires precision, patience, and an executioner who harbors no hesitation when striking. Thus, he entrusts this task to Colette, the most dangerous assassin the WSB possesses. Little is known about Colette, aside from scattered reports of mysterious purges she carried out in the past. This assassin is a ghost, a killer who leaves no trace behind. She never asks questions, never makes mistakes, and most importantly, never allows her target a chance to fight back. Brennan summons Colette to a dimly lit room, where the light is just enough to reflect the cold eyes of the man orchestrating a deadly scheme. On the table lies a photograph of Charlotte, the target Colette must eliminate. She picks up the picture, carefully observing the innocent face of the little girl, yet her gaze remains unshaken. Brennan does not need to explain much, for his assassin understands the mission has only one outcome. No hesitation. No failure. Brennan does not care how Colette executes the plan. He only demands one thing, that Valentin loses his daughter forever. Leaning back in his chair, his sharp gaze piercing through the darkness, Brennan delivers his order in a low, menacing voice: make him feel the ultimate pain before he dies. Colette simply nods, then silently disappears like a shadow, ready to turn Brennan's plan into reality. Charlotte becomes a target without even realizing it. In her mind, running away with Valentin is nothing more than an adventure, a way to protect her father from those hunting him. She believes that as long as she stays with him, they will overcome any danger together. But reality is far more brutal. She does not realize that her very choice has placed both of them in a death trap. Valentin may be strong, he may be cunning, but he is not invincible. And this time, his enemy does not just want to destroy him, they want him to taste the deepest agony before ending him. Colette receives the order and immediately sets her plan into motion. She is not reckless, she is a patient predator, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. She tracks Charlotte, studying her routines, memorizing every step she takes. Valentin may be a dangerous man, but he cannot protect his daughter every second of every day. And when the opportunity presents itself, Colette does not hesitate. On a cold afternoon in a small border town where Valentin and Charlotte are hiding, everything seems like a normal day. Valentin allows Charlotte to go for a short walk through a small marketplace, believing she can blend into the crowd unnoticed. But he is wrong. Colette has been there long before, hidden among the bustling streets, her sharp eyes tracking Charlotte's every move. She does not need bulky weapons, nor does she intend to cause a commotion. A tiny syringe filled with an undetectable, lethal toxin rests in the palm of her hand. Odorless, colorless, and deadly with just a single prick. Charlotte strolls past a flower stall, lightly brushing her fingers over the delicate purple petals she loves. And at that very moment, Colette steps beside her, pretending to bump into her. A brief touch on the arm, so swift that Charlotte does not even register what has happened. She merely feels a slight dizziness, dismissing it as fatigue from walking under the sun. But within minutes, as she steps into a narrow alley to return, her legs grow heavy. Her vision blurs, her breathing becomes labored. She wants to scream, to call for her father, but no sound escapes her lips. Her heartbeat slows, and then, darkness consumes her. Colette watches from afar, silent and unseen. No one notices what has just transpired. People will assume the girl fainted from exhaustion, and by the time they realize something is wrong, it will be too late. There is no sign of violence, no gunshot, no reason to suspect an assassination. This is Colette's method, clean, perfect, and without error. When Valentin finds his daughter, he immediately senses something is wrong. Charlotte lies there, her face peaceful as if merely asleep, but her breathing has ceased. Panic engulfs him as he desperately shakes her, calling her name in anguish. But Charlotte does not respond. There is no wound, no indication of an attack, but Valentin knows. He knows this is no natural death. This is a message. A devastating strike straight to his soul. Valentin's world shatters. Charlotte was everything to him, the one reason he kept fighting. And now, she is gone. A pain unlike any he has ever known crushes him, regret surging through his veins like fire. He had believed he could protect his daughter, that as long as she was with him, she would be safe. But he was wrong. If he had not attacked Brennan, if he had not dragged them into this war, Charlotte might still be alive. But Valentin does not have time to grieve. He realizes that Brennan has not only taken his daughter from him, he also wants him dead. Valentin cannot afford to break down. He must survive, not only for revenge but because he refuses to be the prey in this merciless game. Lulu receives the news of Charlotte's death on a somber afternoon when even the sunlight seems unable to dispel the coldness surrounding her. The news does not come in the form of a formal announcement but as a brutal shock that strikes her already wounded heart. She stands frozen, eyes wide, breath quickening, unable to comprehend what she has just heard. They tell her that her daughter is gone, that Charlotte, the little girl she loved more than anything, no longer exists. But that cannot be true. Just recently, she had clung to the hope of bringing Charlotte home, of holding her close and shielding her from all harm. But now, she has lost that chance forever. Grief crashes over Lulu like a tidal wave, drowning her in despair. She wants to scream, to cry out, but her throat tightens, and breathing becomes difficult. Her knees buckle, tears streaming uncontrollably. No words can describe the void inside her, the feeling of her heart being torn apart, her world reduced to empty darkness. Charlotte cannot be dead. She was too young, with so much ahead of her, with so many experiences yet to come. But cruel reality offers no mercy. Her daughter is gone forever. Lulu's sorrow quickly morphs into uncontrollable rage. She demands to know who stole her child from her. Who had the audacity to take Charlotte's life? Who dared to harm an innocent child? No one has answers. No one can tell her. And that only fuels her fury further. Lulu has never been one to sit and weep before injustice. She is a warrior, and this time, she will not stop until she finds the one responsible. They will pay, and Lulu will be the one to deliver the final judgment. Meanwhile, Valentin already knows who his true enemy is. He does not need to search for answers. He knew the moment he saw Charlotte's lifeless body. This was not a senseless killing or a random accident. This was a precise, calculated message. And only one man is ruthless enough to send it, Brennan. But Valentin will not go down easily. Even though Charlotte is gone, he still has one thing left: revenge.